Hey everyone, it's Aspen Tonner. I am in Bowling Green, Kentucky, in Warren County, on a short break from trial, and just wanted to bring you a quick update. It's very warm, so it'll be a very quick update. Um, and I, first of all, wanted to say that I don't want to forget that today is the 10-year anniversary of the last day that Crystal Rogers was seen alive, which means for 10 years, every single loved one, family member, her mother, Sherry, her children have spent every single day wondering what happened to Crystal. We still don't fully know. There's no body. Um, I pray that justice is served in this trial. I feel like it will be, but then again, you never know what's in a jury's head. Um, But regardless, I didn't want to forget to mention that today is the 10-year anniversary of the day she went missing. Crystal would be 45 years old today. Eli, who was 2.5 at the time, is now almost 13. Her oldest daughter, who had testified, is 21. She was 11 when her mom went missing. Sherry Ballard has spent the last decade of her life not only mourning and wondering what happened to her daughter, but also probably being estranged from her youngest grandchild, Eli, because of that situation with the Houck family, and then having to mourn and still have no justice for the loss of her husband, Tommy. I pray that's next, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, Happy 4th of July weekend to everyone. I just really quickly wanted to let you know that I overall will be very honest. I have not been super impressed with the defense's case or argument in the last day and 2 hours. Um, I feel like, like I have a few points here that I feel like that they are relying very heavily on. And in my opinion, may not matter at all. It may completely have to do with what the jury thinks, and maybe they're seeing something that I'm not. Granted, I am keeping a pretty close eye on their what they're paying attention to, their facial expressions, um, things like that. And I feel like there's a lot of engagement, and I feel like they're a very involved jury. Um, and you never know what's in a jury's head, but I have faith and I am hoping that they are seeing the same set of facts being laid out that we all are. And did the state meet its burden of proof? I don't know. I think they did. But with a circumstantial no body case, it's always hard to tell. I feel like the defense, though, is relying very heavily on the fact that they're emphasizing that there's no physical evidence that, they don't have Roger's body. There's no murder weapon. There's no crime scene. There's no evidence establishing even the course of a death, although the judge has ruled that he thinks it's fair to say that she has passed. The defense has argued that the case is built on nothing but assumptions, theories, and guesses, not on any concrete proof. Sounds like the entire defense for the Delphi case. They highlighted that despite extensive investigations, these critical pieces of evidence remain missing. They've challenged the witness credibility like there's no tomorrow. They claim that law enforcement, under pressure from various sources, including the media and Crystal's family, resorted to questionable tactics and basically pinned Brooks down and made him the fall guy. Where have we heard that before? They alleged that the witnesses were subjected to thinly veiled threats and coercion to provide information that would support the prosecution's narrative. They point to inconsistencies and retractions in witness statements, arguing that they were made under pressure, even if they were made multiple times and repeated. They have provided alternative explanations for evidence. The window tinting. The defense contends that Brooks Houck tinted his truck windows due to his son's eye condition, which is real. It is a real thing. But they're alleging that he did it for the eye condition and not to conceal anything. But then again, just a few short months later, he did have it removed. And I never heard another word about that eye condition being affected by the non-tinted windows. But who knows? The canine evidence. A defense expert testified that the canine used to detect human remains in a car linked to the Houck family may have been unreliable due to the dual training, live sense, and human remains. They also raised questions about the timing of the dog's alerts and the lack of training records, even though it was testified to that a dog could pick up the scent years later, and that even if it was a year later, that would not be unusual at all. Phone records. The defense offers an alternative theory for why the Lawson's phones pinged near the Bluegrass Parkway, suggesting that they were on a parallel road, not the Bluegrass Parkway, but instead Boston Road. I wonder if it's to the north. To retrieve a car, not to drop off a car. No, not at all. They wouldn't be dropping off Crystal's car, moving it. They were just there to retrieve a car, rather than it being anywhere near Crystal Rogers' abandoned vehicle, whose car was found with the seat moved all the way back. The recordings, the defense dismisses the secret recordings made by several of the Houck family, allowing searches and interviews despite being identified as a target of their investigation. Focusing on the circumstantial nature of the prosecution's case, the defense continuously reminds the jury, that the prosecution's case is based on circumstantial evidence. And yes, that's true. But guess what? The prosecution beat you to the punch. They've said it since day one. And I've seen a lot of juror reaction and engagement in that circumstantial evidence. So we'll see. A motion for directed verdict, which we heard about yesterday, about the prosecution rested. The defense filed a motion for directed verdict. We know that the judge denied it. And, so in summary, I mean, I feel like they're using a playbook, and maybe I'm jaded. It'll all depend on how it's landing with the jury, but I'm not seeing, and I understand it's the Commonwealth's standard to meet the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. I've just not seen a defense mounted so far that would make me as a juror vote not guilty. Granted, we do have a few more witnesses to go, so maybe that'll change this afternoon. But just for a little bit of a trial timeline update. Trial is expected to finish up early today. I came out. I wanted to record this little video because I didn't get a chance to do it this morning. 'Cause I think we all know I'm not great at getting up super early or being on time. So, um, plus, shout out to my 4 new BFFs I made last night at the Cliffs of Moher pub, who were like 23 and 24 and all had names like Haley, Kaylee, Kelly. Um, but I was carrying a Black Dog tote bag, and they called me over to their table, and we listened to Sabrina Carpenter and trash talked college boys, and I gave them life advice for a few hours, as scary as that may be. Now, anyway, I'm kidding. Um, but I did tell them to never not appreciate how good it feels to sleep in the middle of your own bed, and that never make your pet get out of bed so that a guy can get in it. And I think they all love me. We all followed each other on Insta because I'm pretty much Gen Z now. I'm just kidding. Um, anyway, so I need to get back in there. I will say a little bit of a trial timeline update. Today is most likely, I would say 99% certain, is going to be the last day of witness testimony. I think the defense is going to rest at some point in mid-afternoon, probably. And the judge has already stipulated that we will then break for the weekend. We have the 4th of July tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and that trial will resume on Monday morning at 8:30, at which time there will be closing arguments. And then it goes to the jury, and we wait. So, um, I am going to be here until there's a verdict. I've scheduled my trip so far to be here through Wednesday at least, and I can extend that if need be. But I am going to later this afternoon, after court is over, um, leave Bowling Green and I think go to Bardstown because I've never been there. And then I do have some plans for the 4th of July weekend with some people that I absolutely adore and love that are too close to here to not go see. So, anyway, I will give you guys an update after court today. Have a wonderful day. And again, justice for Crystal Rogers. Today is the 10-year anniversary of the last time she was ever seen alive. Thank you very much for watching. I did want to mention, I've offered up memberships on my channel now, so if you would like to join and get member perks, please hit the join button. Thank you, and can't wait to welcome you into the community.